Hi everyone, art journal page, and today we are going to do the simplest, easiest background that you've ever done. Anyone can do it. I've picked already some colors. First I'm going to use some white on all over the page, and I will explain why I'm starting with the white. It can be white acrylic paint, it can be gesso. I want it so when I will put the other colors on top, then there will be more movement and they won't be absorbed immediately into the paper. That's why I'm putting first white. That's the color that I've picked. It doesn't have to be these colors. The only thing that I went for is a craft paint, a runny paints, old paints that I just need to use and throw away, and it's better to use runny liquidy paints than more pasty ones. And I've picked from each like group two shades that are near, just so I will have something to play with in my background. Okay, so less talking, more doing. I'm starting with the white, and this one also is a little bit runny. I'm just going to spread it on my page. Don't really care how. You can do it with a plastic card, you can do it like me with some brush. It doesn't even have to be precise or covering each millimeter of the page. Just put something so you will have a coat on the page. That's it. I don't even have to wait for it to dry. I'm going to continue with my paints. So I'm starting with just with the blues, and I don't care where it goes. Something like that. Now the yellow, if it will get out. It's clogged. Let's see. Okay. Like so. Moving to the orange. And it's done. One is going to the trash. And I've got this red and dark red, and I also have this really awful paint from the cheap store that it went all liquidy, so I'm just dropping a little bit here. Now take any kind of paper that is thicker than printer paper, or take something like plastic, whatever you want. I'm taking Bristol paper because then I will have another painty paper to play with, but you can do the same thing. We are going to smoosh this. You can do the same thing with any kind of other substrate, like a page protector, only then you won't have another painty paper. With this you can see how the paint is moving when you're smooshing it. With this you can't, but you will have another painty paper. So I'm just putting it down and smooshing, and whatever will be, I don't care. Like so. And you can lift it like this or like this. Only know that wherever you're pulling it, if I will pull it like this, then the movement of the paint will be like this, and same thing if I'll do the other one. So here we go, and I really like it. I can also move it a little bit like so and smoosh it more and lift. And if I feel that it's not enough, I can always add more paint. Like if I want, let's see, let's put more here. And I don't have enough of the blue, it wasn't runny enough. So let's put a little bit more here. As I said, it really doesn't matter, but you can always work on it more. So just going to put it here again, and I'm going to smoosh. Here we go. That's my background and another painty paper to work with. Just showing you another one. Here is another one from another page that I've done. So now I've got lots and lots of wet paint here. This needs to be completely dry before I'm doing anything. And still, even now, if you want to change it, if you want something to go anywhere else, just take a brush and do whatever you like, or leave it be. Okay, so you can still play with it. I'm leaving it as is. So I'll be back when it's dry. Okay, so now I want to add some detail to my background. I can stencil, I can stamp, I can do all kinds of stuff. I'm starting with some making marks with found objects. I want some circles on my background. These are the inside, I think, of it was embroidery thread, something. I don't even remember what this was. Maybe, I think maybe I had a really large jute on this one. Whatever, any kinds of caps that you want. You can use other stuff. If you like lines, do something with lines, whatever floats your boat. So I've got white gesso here. I'm using gesso instead of white acrylic paint just because I like it more. It's more opaque and more chalky finish, but you can use white acrylic paint. And I've got some black acrylic paint here because I want to do some splattering afterwards. So let's see, I'm starting with this circle and just going to put this randomly on my page, and I'm also going outside the area of the paint. Okay, going with a larger circle now, just making sure I have enough gesso. Just having fun adding details. Moving on to this one. Little bit too much gesso. Okay, I like it. Yeah. Okay, so enough with this. Now I want to do some splattering. I'm starting with the white. I'm taking a fan brush with water and going over the gesso. It needs to be a little bit runny so I will get splatter. And here we go. Very easy, and as I said, anyone can do it. Next, I'm just cleaning my brush. I have a jar with water always on my desk, and I want to switch to the black. And once again adding a little bit of water and splattering. Okay, I like it. I'm leaving it to dry, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now I want to stencil on top. I'm going to stencil with black and do kind of silhouette. I'm using this stencil first. Now it doesn't have to be a stencil. You can find any kind of image that you like and either use it as is or just fussy cut the image, paint it black, and you have a silhouette. And images can be found anywhere, so it really doesn't have to be a stencil. Lots of times I cut images from magazines, or if I can't find something from a magazine, then I will go into websites that you can download photos for free, like there is Free Pic, there is all kinds. Just do a free printable search and you can find so many things out there to use. So that's just the start. I'm thinking that maybe later on top of the black, I will add some detail with some kind of marker, but right now I'm just stenciling with the black. Almost done with this one, at least. Okay, later on I will fix whatever I want with a black permanent marker, and now I want to add a bird, and this one is one of my stencils that I make by hand. I don't have a machine. I've made lots of videos how to do this kind of thing, so if you are interested, you can just check it out, how I make my stencils. You know, you just enter into my channel, and where all the videos are, you can make a search, or you can just do a general search in YouTube for Noit art, and then write something like stencils or how to make stencils, and you will get to those videos. So I know the black here of the bird is mixing with the black here of the branch, but because I'm going to do some contour line, I don't care, so I will make a distinction between the two images. So now I'm debating if I want to leave it as is, or do I want to add another branch here, and maybe like this. I don't know. I'll go for it. I still have a black paint. I'm going for it, just putting another branch here. Then I need for everything to get dry before I'm doing anything on top. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll be back. Okay, so everything seems to be dry, and now I'm taking a black permanent marker, or you can take a black acrylic marker, and I'm just going over areas that I think need a little bit of fixing after the stenciling. And I can, if I wanted to, I could add details, like if I want the stem here to continue, I can do it like so. You can play with it and do whatever you want, if it's just fixing or if it's adding details like so. Mostly I'm going over the outside because the line is not crisp enough to my liking. I have lots of texture here from all the paint that I've smooshed underneath, so the stenciling wasn't so smooth. Okay, so I'm done with this. Now I want to do a contour line and some detail on top of the black. I've picked a Uniball Signo gold pen, and I'm starting just by adding a contour line to my bird. Don't know if I will add more details to it. Now, if you are not sure about it, you can always, if you use the stencil, you can always bring out the stencil again, align it, and then do the contour line. I'm not really concerned about being precise, so I'm not putting the stencil back in place. Like so. So I'm just going around the shapes. I'm trying to do it quickly. Okay, so I'm leaving the bird right now, and I'm going for the branches. And I'm debating what kind of detail do I want on each leaf, because right now it looks to me quite boring. Maybe just loose, yeah, loose wavy lines that go with the shape of the leaf. So now I made quite a lot of work for me. Never mind. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this. It will take me some time, and then I need to figure out if I'm leaving the bird as is or adding details. I'll be back. Okay, so I finished putting lines on all the leaves. I decided to leave the bird as is. The only thing, last thing I want to do is make some kind of a loose circle here. And I'm taking this, I have templates for circles because I use a lot of circles in what I'm doing. So I always have these templates from ugly 12 by 12s, and so I can always use it. And I'm going to use this one, I think, maybe, yeah, this one is going here. I'm not doing a complete circle, I'm just doing part of the circle, like here and maybe here, and now I'm just moving it a little bit and doing the same thing I could probably do it by hand, but then it would be completely wonky. So that's why I'm using the template. Now I don't know how much of it you see, but it's here. That's the problem with metallics, and they hardly show on video. So I'm just doing it loosely, as I said. Maybe if I'll bring it closer to the camera, you will see what I've done. I hope so. Okay, so I've got my wonky circle, and this is it. That's my page. Just going to bring it closer in hopes that you will see what I've done. So this is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.